In a small, quiet village nestled among towering mountains, lived a young man named Arjun. His days were filled with simplicity. He worked the fields with his father, helped his mother with household chores, and spent his evenings gazing at the stars. But deep within his heart, Arjun harbored a dream that seemed impossible: to cross the mountains and see the world beyond. Every day, as he tilled the soil or fetched water from the well, Arjun would glance up at the mountains. They stood like a wall between him and the life he imagined, a life filled with adventure, discovery, and purpose. But each time he shared his dream with others, they would laugh or shake their heads, saying, "Those mountains are too high, too treacherous. No one has ever crossed them." Yet, Arjun couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to life than what he knew. He believed that beyond the mountains lay the answers to the questions that filled his mind. He wanted to know what lay beyond the horizon, to experience the world in all its vastness. One day, after hearing another round of discouragement from the villagers, Arjun made a decision. He would set out to cross the mountains. It didn't matter that no one believed in him or that the journey was perilous. He would go, and he would find a way. With a small bundle of supplies, Arjun left his village at dawn. As he walked towards the mountains, he felt a mixture of fear and excitement. The closer he got, the more imposing the mountains seemed. Their peaks were hidden by clouds, and their slopes were steep and rocky. But Arjun pressed on, determined to turn his dream into reality. The journey was far harder than Arjun had imagined. The path was rough, and soon his feet were blistered and sore. He encountered fierce winds, freezing temperatures, and wild animals that prowled the mountain trails. More than once, he was tempted to turn back, to return to the safety of his village, but each time doubt crept in. He reminded himself of why he had started this journey: to see what lay beyond the mountains, to prove to himself that he could do the impossible. Days turned into weeks as Arjun climbed higher and higher. He faced countless obstacles: landslides that blocked his path, treacherous cliffs that threatened to send him tumbling into the abyss, and nights so cold that he feared he might not wake up. But with every challenge, Arjun grew stronger. He learned to navigate the dangers, push through the pain, and to trust in his own ability. One morning, after what felt like an eternity of struggle, Arjun reached a particularly difficult section of the mountain. It was a sheer cliff, with only a narrow ledge to walk on. As he carefully made his way across, he slipped, his hands clawing at the rock as he dangled precariously over the edge. For a moment, Arjun felt a wave of despair. He had come so far, endured so much, and now it seemed that he might lose everything. But then, as he hung there, something inside him shifted. He realized that this was the moment that would define him. Not the moment he crossed the mountains, but the moment he decided whether or not he would give up. With a surge of determination, Arjun pulled himself up. He focused all his energy on finding a foothold, on gripping the rock with all his strength. Inch by inch, he climbed back up to the ledge. When he finally stood on solid ground again, he felt a deep sense of accomplishment. He knew that no matter what lay ahead, he had already conquered the greatest challenge of all: own fear. Finally, after weeks of climbing, Arjun reached the summit of the mountains. As he stood there, the wind whipping around him, he looked out at the view before him. The world stretched out in all directions, vast and beautiful, just as he had imagined. But it was more than just the view that filled Arjun with awe. It was the realization that he had made it. He had done what everyone said was impossible. He had crossed the mountains. In that moment, Arjun understood something profound. The mountains he had faced were not just the physical peaks he had climbed. They were also the doubts, fears, and limitations he had carried within himself. By crossing them, he had not only seen the world beyond, but he had also discovered his own strength and potential. When Arjun returned to his village, he was a different person. He carried himself with a quiet confidence, a sense of purpose that had been forged through his journey. The villagers who had once doubted him now looked at him with admiration and respect. But Arjun knew that the true reward of his journey was not the recognition he received, was the knowledge that he had found within himself. Courage to pursue his dreams, no matter how impossible they seemed. Arjun's story became a source of inspiration for others in the village. It reminded them that the mountains we face in life, whether they are physical obstacles, fears, or doubts, can be overcome if we have the determination to keep moving forward. It showed them that the journey to achieve our dreams is not just about reaching the destination, but about discovering who we are along the way. And so, whenever Arjun looked up at the mountains, he no longer saw them as barriers. He saw them as a reminder of the strength that lies within every person who dares to dream, and the unseen bridges we build when we believe in ourselves. His story is a reminder that within each of us lies the strength to overcome the obstacles in our lives. The path may be difficult, and the challenges may seem insurmountable. But if we keep moving forward, we can achieve the impossible. The journey itself is what transforms us, revealing the courage, resilience, and potential we may not have known we had. So no matter what mountains you face, remember that you have the power to cross them. And on the other side, you will find not just the fulfillment of your dreams, but a deeper understanding of who you are.